2, Desmond. Ooh! Forward, number 7, in the house. Woo! Chicken. Guard, number 11, Chris Cross. Forward, 15, Professor Xavier Alexander. And at center, 85, Big Man, Justin Howard. Slingers assistant coach, Michael Johnson, and head coach, Neil Pixiao. Offensive coach next game, Glenn Camino from the Philippines, Rita Mombi from Thailand, and Lin Wan of Myanmar. Game commissioner, Mr. Ma Suisang from Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, game 4, here we go, Dragons and your Singapore Slingers.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to ABL Basketball from the OCBC Arena in the Lion City of Singapore as we bring you Game 4 of the 2015-2016 finals between the visiting and top-seeded Malaysian Dragons and the hometown seeded second Singapore Slingers. Today is Judgment Day for both these teams as the Dragons, who have a 2-1 lead in the best-of-5 format, have a chance to put the home team's Cinderella dream to sleep on the heels of their 90-72 blowout win right here on Friday. We look at the scores of the preceding 3 games. Singapore surprised Malaysia on their home court in the opening game, 84-80. Game number 2, Westports Malaysia Dragons coming back with a vengeance, taking that game 83-67. Likewise here on Friday night, 90-72. We'll talk more about that later. So Malaysia, Westports Dragons are in the driver's seat. They just need one more game to wrap it up for the crown for 2015-2016. They've never won before. Neither have the Slingers. Do or die for the Slingers. They would love to take the game back to KL and see if they can get 2 games out of 3 off of the home team, but we'll have to wait and see. A full house here at the OCBC Arena. Chuck Schreiner with you. Hoping you're enjoying the action, and we'll be with you the entire game as we look at the starting 5 for both these teams. Desmond O, Wu Chin Day, Chris Rosales, Xavier Alexander, Justin Howard for the Slingers. On the other side of the ball, B. Brickman Wright, Chi Kwon Tong, Calvin Jerome Godfrey, Reginald Denard Johnson, who is the MVP, who had that monster game the other night on Friday, 34 points, 13 boards. He was helped out a little bit by the fouling out of Xavier Alexander, who was in foul trouble throughout the whole game. He picked up his 3rd foul early in the second quarter. The ineffectiveness of Justin Howard also played a big part in that win for the Westports Malaysian Dragons, but no doubt about it, they deserved to win. They had a clamp-down defense that they put on the normally defensive-minded Singapore Slingers. In fact, the Slingers were the defensive team of the year in the ABL. So the Westports Malaysia Dragons turned the tables on the Slingers, and they have throughout this series, as they have continued to roll on the offense. Westport averaging over 82 points a game, Singapore being held to about 72 points a game. So the Slingers are going to have to turn that around. They have a large crowd here that they hope will incite them. But don't forget about the crowd, very small but very vocal for these Westports Malaysia Dragons. 300 Malaysian fans here at the OCBC Arena as well as we get ready for the tip-off here. Singapore in white, in the turquoise, it'll be the Westports Malaysian Dragons, led by, again, their most valuable player of this 2015-2016 season, Reggie Johnson, 34 points, 13 boards, and a cast of very, very talented players Matthew Wright had a huge game also the other night. Don't forget about the local guys, Lo Shifei and Wong Wei Sung, and Chiu Kwan Ma also helped out. There's the tip in Westport under Wright controlling the ball. The ball back to Johnson. Coming out and getting him is Alexander. Wright working on him is Rosales. Wright tries to turn the corner of Godfrey, flashing through his right. Godfrey will take that shot from the left-hand side. He will miss. Rebound by Rosales and back on the Slingers. Over to the right side. The build-up is on the left. Over comes Alexander to throw the screen. Partially successful. Desmond O. Howard, wide open look for Alexander. They're giving him that shot. Instead, he dribbles in. Gets the ball cross court. Howard, that's the shot that he usually will take. Woo, little one-handed jumper off the glass. Singapore going first goal. They lead 2-0. Wu Chin-Day got 19 points the other night. Starting off for the Slingers. Back the other way comes Brickman. Brickman looking for Johnson. Again, still being covered by Alexander. Now Howard switches off. Wright has to go up quickly to get the ball. Wu Chin-Day working on Wright. Wright gets a step on him downstairs to Johnson. Here comes the double team. Johnson with a drop step move is unsuccessful. Back outside, Brickman stop, pop from the left-hand side. No good. Johnson with a rebound and immediately fouled by Howard. So that'll send Reggie Johnson to the line for two. Howard clipping him from behind. So one foul on Justin Howard, who says no, it was all ball.
Reggie Johnson, shoot two from the line.
This is one thing the Slingers cannot afford to do. They cannot afford to get their big two in any sort of foul trouble. Remember, last game, Xavier Alexander with 3 fouls midway through the second quarter, and Howard, although he wasn't in foul trouble, a little bit tentative in game 3 and finished only with 5 points and 13 boards. Wow, the crowd going nuts. Howard breaking down the board, 2-1. Johnson hits 1 or 2. Here comes Alexander. He has Wu on the left-hand side. Alexander again giving that shot. Xavier not known as a great outside shooter. He will be getting the room. Rosales underneath. Wide open look for Howard. Howard turns fire. That's the shot that he wasn't making the other night. He swirls that one in. If he can make that shot, that will force Johnson out on him and will open up some stuff inside. Dribbling to the basket is Brickman. Rosales chasing him. Johnson with a long shot. Not going to go this time. He hit 2 threes that last game. Rebound by Alexander and a foul. Silly foul there by number 28. That's Quincy Ma, 5'11", 155-pound guard. So 2 team fouls now on Malaysia, 1 on Singapore. Alexander flashing through is Desmond O. He'll accept the screen from Wu. Up and in. No! Goes out. Unlucky for Desmond O. He got the step on his defender but could not finish it. Here comes Brickman again. Contact on the way to the basket and rebound taken by Howard. Quickly given off to Rosales. Rosales left hand. Little show and go inside the layup against the basket in. 6-2 Slingers. Singapore attacking the rim early here at the OCBC Arena. Back comes Brickman. Foul. See who that will go on. That will be on Alexander, so he has 1. So both the Americans on a foul each. Alexander going for the steal there. Instead, getting a handful of Reggie Johnson. Off the curl. Comes Wright. Wright working on Wu. There's the screen by Calvin. Little fadeaway shot there off the glass by Johnson. Johnson from the elbow there, showing his range. Back come the Slingers, then Rosales getting the ball in the hands of Alexander, flashing across to Desmond O. Throwing the screen down low. Running off the screen is Howard. Howard. Shot's going to be off the mark by Alexander. Quickly down the court comes Brickman. Brickman, show and go move. Ball stripped away by Desmond O. Open court, 3 on 2. Off to Howard. Howard, 2 steps through the basket. Up and in off the glass. Xavier Alexander leading the fast break. Howard with the finish. Long pass downstairs. Johnson going straight at Howard. Post up move. Can't get it to fall. Nice defense there by Howard. Big back to Desmond O. Desmond O all alone the upper court. Cannot hit the layup. And the ball goes out of bounds. My goodness, a missed layup by Desmond O. Can you believe it? He'll be scratching his head. Ball last touch, I believe, by Malaysia, so it'll be Singapore ball. But an easy 2. You can see Michael Johnson lowering his head and shaking it. Cannot miss gimmies like that. 8-3 Singapore leads. They've got the momentum. Off the break, 18 on the shot clock, and they miss. So that missed layup looming large. The lead pass to Calvin. So Godfrey misses, but he is held by Desmond O. Desmond O with his first foul now. That'll send Godfrey to the line. So O, the mistake on offense, costing Singapore. All these mistakes magnified in playoff time, of course. Passes inside to Johnson. Johnson mismatched with Alexander. There is good defense there. You can see Johnson being wrapped up by not 1, 2, but 3 defenders as Chris Gonzalez comes over to help out. Johnson in a ramp pass out of bounds, so good reaction by Singapore to cause that turnover. Rotation to the middle now. Wu flashing across is Alexander. Godfrey going for the steal. Up and can't get it to go. Another missed layup. Long three from downtown. Boots and long outlet pass. Godfrey corrals it. Singapore doing a good job of getting back from the elbow. The shot there and the finish by Wright. This is how Singapore got caught a couple of times last time. You can see they're a little bit more cognizant of that. They make the basket. They've got to get back on defense. Howard, yes! Howard 2-2 from the spot. Singapore with a 13-5 lead. Already much better on offense from Singapore as they are hitting their shots from the perimeter. Something that was absent in the repertoire. The ball's on the floor. Wright picks it up. Double team now down low. The ball's out of bounds. Last touch by Desmond O. Nice play by Singapore, who are electric on defense, and so is this crowd. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Far sidelines throw in for Malaysia. It'll be Matt Wright who receives the ball off of Brickman. Around the screen comes Wright all the way to the basket. In and out it goes. Good defense on the interior by Alexander, who changed that shot. Back comes Alexander, who has it. Switching hands over to Rosales. One and done for Singapore, and off the break again. Very, very quickly come Malaysia. Bounce pass inside. Godfrey working against Alexander. A little show and go move that time, no good. He gets his own rebound. Little jump step to the basket, off again. Johnson with the rebound, can't get it to fall. Another offensive rebound by Malaysia. Brickman to Johnson. Oh, knocking over Howard, and no foul. Wow. Foul now. That was downstairs, a foul on Calvin Godfrey, but at the other end, the non-call that really upset the fans. Number 42, Reggie Johnson, bowling over Justin Howard, and no foul on that. A timeout's going to be called by Malaysia. Been all Singapore thus far. They lead 13-5 with 4:25 to go here in the first quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, off the timeout. Singapore Slingers bringing the intensity from the get-go on both ends of the court. Filming it up from the perimeter, now starting to create some space. If they can do that, Alexander and Howard can exploit the interior. This is something that they did not do the game before. Howard already knocking down 2 jumpers, one from 15, one from about 16 feet. These are shots that he usually makes. You see Williams discussing the non-call that he felt that he did not get at the other end. Howard was knocked flat on the play before that. So inbounds play for Singapore to Wu. Wu comes over and rolls off the screen, gets the ball to Rosales. Rosales looking for space. Back outside to Wu. Wu skips through the middle and finds the space and off the glass with the left hand. Long pass to Faye. Faye. Johnson now working against Howard. He will attack the basket, backing Howard up. Howard wants no part of that. He doesn't want to pick up a quick foul. Perhaps a smart move, so 15-7. Johnson, like a train, will not be denied. Did not want to pick up that second foul. What do we have? A holding foul inside. That's going to go against Howard, so he picks up the foul anyway. That's 2 on Justin. Holding on to the MVP, Reggie Johnson, so he doesn't commit and get the foul at one end, but holds on at the other end. He's got to be careful. He cannot afford to pick up another foul, not before halftime. They're going to go right at him. Johnson, little drop step. Double team comes over from Wu, the kick out. Somebody's got to be open. It is right from the right-hand side. Got it. So that's what happened. Good recognizance by the half-court offense of Malaysia to find the open man. Matt Wright free on that right-hand side, loading it up for 3. 2 actually, so 15-10. 5-point lead, ball out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. Good anticipation by him, almost got the pick off. He was long gone had that happen. So let's see if Howard can stay out of trouble. Singapore has been bedeviled the last few games by fouls. Alexander switches it over to O. O gets a step inside, a little reverse. Another layup missed, and a rebound by Godfrey. So 1 and out, back on Malaysia. Got to hit those easy shots, and what do we have? A foul? No, it's going to be out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Singapore. In fact, they're going to give the foul to Alexander. So now Alexander with 2 fouls. Wow. Crowd hating these calls that are going against their local guys. Long way long checking in the game now for Singapore. So let's set it up. Howard with 2, Alexander with 2. Singapore again in foul trouble early here at the OCBC Arena. At the line will be Calvin Murphy. Check that, Calvin Godfrey. Thinking of days gone by, the great Calvin Murphy from Niagara. Conley slips in the first one. So 15-11. Now on the other side of the ball, nobody in particular in foul trouble. Godfrey has 1. Remember the last game, Godfrey had 3 early on, but was able to resist the contact for the remainder of the game. I think he picked up 1 foul in the 4th quarter, but it was of no consequence by then. Malaysia had wrapped up the game. Quick pass to Alexander. Cross-court pass to Wu. Wu working against Godfrey. Inside the floater, knocked away. Wong comes up with it. Alexander inside to Howard. The ball's on the floor. Who picks it up? It is Johnson picks it up, and back comes Malaysia. Great job on the interior defense by the guys in turquoise, but they promptly throw it away. So Singapore will get the ball back. Much like game 1, a plethora of turnovers by Westport Malaysia Dragons in the first quarter. In fact, last game they had 8. Got to take care of the ball. You will be punished. Golden opportunity there for Malaysia to pull to within 1 or tie it. They did not. Little 9-2 run for the Dragons. Singapore led by 8, 13-5, and in fact it's a 7-2 run. Getting ready to check in the game for Malaysia will be Wong Wee Sung. Played an instrumental part in that victory in game number 3. Popping up is Wong. Now Howard, who is on the outside. Johnson staying right on him. Rosales trying to get some separation. Goes baseline. Look for the reverse. It wasn't there. Alexander will stop and pop on the right-hand side. No good. Knocked away. Rosales comes up with an off-balance shot. Also no good. Falling into the path of Malaysia. Coming back down the court. It is Wright. Wright on the left-hand side. Scooting over to the left is Lowe. Wide open, and there is a foul, and that will go on Wu. Wow, referee's calling everything very, very close indeed. That'll be the first foul on Wu. fact, they're going to say it's on Johnson for holding on. So first foul on Johnson. Remember, Johnson, the game on Friday night, 34 points, 13 boards. He will go to the bench, try to settle him down. They don't want him getting any more fouls. Wu will launch a long three, is going to be off the mark. Stepping in to get the rebound is Godfrey over the outstretched arms of Howard. Quickly running it down the court is Brickman. Brickman sees low, the feed to Brickman again, who cut through. Here ramp pass got by Godfrey. Alexander on him, back and forth they go. Calvin turning around. Little stutter step inside. Godfrey will shoot from that angle, no good. Rebound going to be taken by Malaysia again. So another offensive ball in. Whoa, what do we have here? Overcommitting on defense by Wu, allowing Calvin Godfrey to step inside off the glass. Easy two for him. Singapore leads by one, make it three. Alexander rolling to the basket for two. He wanted the foul but didn't get it. Inside it goes, foul, offensive foul, I think. Let's see how they rule this. Might be on Rosales. Wait a minute. No, it's going to be an offensive foul, yes. It'll be on Godfrey. It's going to be on Wu, in fact, so that will be one on him. So Godfrey at the line can cut this lead to 1 point and 57 seconds to go here. That could have tied it there. Johnson at the bench getting ready to come back in. Howard gives it off to Wong. Wong outside, he's comfortable there. Go, who checked in, throws that screen. Whip pass over to the right side. Rosales in traffic. Gets some separation. Can't get at the ball. Rebound by Godfrey. Nice job by Malaysia. Johnson not in the game. They have more than held their own against Singapore. In fact, they have cut the lead from 5 to 1. Little scoop shot. No good, but back in the hands of Malaysia again. Nice job by Seng. The shot off the mark. Howard with the outlet pass. 16 seconds. Plenty of time. No need for Rosales to hurry. Finds some room at the baseline, skip pass back outside, last touch by who? Singapore. So 8 seconds to go. Malaysia will get the ball back. Johnson will check back into the game. So Godfrey will check out. Lowe will check out. Johnson back into the game. Wong Wei Seng will remain in. We've got go on Johnson. Let's see if they go straight to him. Behind the back. Long shot from way downtown. It's going to be off the mark. Ball punched around, up and in by Johnson at the buzzer. Count it, and the Malaysian Dragons take the 18-17 lead at the stroke of midnight, the end of the first quarter. We'll be back for second quarter action in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Shades of what happened in quarter number one. Remember, on Friday night it was 18-18. after the first quarter. A furious comeback. You remember Westports Malaysia Dragons were down 13-5 to start the game. Only gave up 4 more points from that point on. So turning it around completely. So a matter of 2 games really in that first quarter. The first half of the quarter controlled by the Slingers. The second half advantage Malaysia. You look at some of the shooting stats. Singapore a little bit better from beyond from the field. 8 of 20 for 40%. Dragons 7 of 20 for 35%. Those percentages were lopsided in favor of Westports Malaysia Dragons in game number 3. Wong around the screen. Can't find anywhere to go. Just a very tenacious Malaysian defense. And up and in as I say that. Treading his way in between 2 defenders. Vintage Xavier McDaniel. Xavier Alexander counted and 1. That will be on Tien Yung Kwek, 6'7" forward. Chance now for Singapore to go 2 up, and they do. Singapore much better free throw shooters in the second and third games. Singapore up by 2 points now. Off the dribble, Desmond O. Changing directions, the few passes inside, almost knocked away, and it is. See if Singapore gets it, a foul, and that's going to go on Alexander. That will be 3 on Xavier Alexander. Wow, how huge is that? Just like game number 3, Alexander gets in foul trouble. So they will have to do without him if it is in fact on Xavier. The X-Man will have to exit the game, I would think. Let's see, there's no indication yet. Long shot from downtown for Wong Wei Sang, and that's what we were talking about. The local boys really coming to the forefront for Malaysia. Everybody talks about Singapore's locals, and Coach Van Gordy was having none of that before the game. He said, what about our guys? And right he is, and they are showing up again here in game 4. Ball knocked away, and quick hands by Wright against Wu. Wright still right to the basket, up and in. No foul. So 2-point game now in favor of Malaysia. Alexander scooping through the middle, and he is pushed. Let's see who that will be on. That will be on Wright, Matt Wright. And look out, temper starting to fray a little bit. Alexander and Johnson jawing back and forth. Alexander having to be separated, and you don't need that by either of these teams. It's too important. And Justin Howard doing the right thing, coming over and getting his teammates separated from that fracas. Don't know if there are any words exchanged or not. Remember, there's no love lost between these 2 teams. Going over to Johnson is the referee, telling them to stop it. You can see Rita's lips, stop it right now. And Johnson still now raising his hands. No doubt emotions are high, but let's keep it in the family, boys. So checking out of the game will be Kwek. He will go to the bench. Godfrey back in the ball game. Godfrey with 1 foul, and there was not a foul on the Xavier Alexander. 2 now. There's a screen. Wong way over the screen, can't get that to go. Singapore, there's the outlet pass. Easy 2. Oh! What a block by Alexander! What a block by Alexander! Wide open look for Wu, no good. Godfrey with the rebound. A little bit quick on the trigger. Singapore falling in love with the outside jump shot. Separation there. Howard coming over. Ball knocked away right into the path of Wright, and a foul. Let's see who that's going to be on. Wild and woolly stuff on the interior here. Hardly any space at all. It's going to be Singapore ball. I think that's going to go on Wright. No foul at all. 3-second violation, they say. Wu swings it over to the X-Man, trying to find some space. Oh, yes! Got it in one! my goodness! Xavier Alexander, underhand scoop shot. Johnson running the interference. He will get called for his second foul. That'll send Alexander to the line. Alexander 7 points thus far. Tied with Johnson for the lead. In fact, that was on Godfrey, so that'll be 2 on him. In and out. Ball taken by Singapore. Godfrey fumbles the rebound. Bounce pass inside. Howard! Camped out on the left-hand side. Great recognition getting it to him. The little 9-footer scores it. Off-balance shot, yes. Brickman, very, very acute angle. I don't know how he made that go. So 24 apiece now. Alexander gets the ball back. Contact underneath. Slipped out to Wong. Wong off-balance pass to Howard. Howard will stop and pop. Off the mark. Alexander with the rebound inside. Godfrey follow. Yep. Justin Howard. Great job by Howard to follow the play. The recognition by Alexander to find him. What do we have here? Was there a foul on that play? No, 26-24 Slingers, who are not backing down. Wide open look on that right-hand side, in and out it goes. Rebound taken by Alexander, great position by him. He's got Wu ahead of him. Switches to the left hand, Howard wide open look. Got it! Justin Howard making up for the last game. Now has 12. Johnson falling down, Godfrey now with the ball. Right, turning the corner, stops, pops, in and out. Ball dropped. Let's see, will we have a foul? That might be on Howard. No, it's going to be on Wong Wei Long. Here in the second quarter. 28-26 now, Singapore a narrow 2-point lead. I don't see any indication that Howard's going to come out of the game yet. He is on fire. Alexander. Wu throwing the screen there, and he'll launch a long three. Wu chinned up. Past 7. 5-point Slingers lead. 6:08 to go. Right against Rosales. Having to work for real estate, both of these teams. There's Lowe. Lowe gives it up to Godfrey. Godfrey working against Howard. Forces a shot up and in. Whoa, another foul. Who is this on? See who that's on. I think that's an offensive foul. That might be a push on Johnson. You can see the reaction by Alexander. Such are the nerves here at the OCBC Arena. So Howard, they have taken that foul out of his column. He still only has 2. Johnson with 2. Godfrey with 2. Alexander with 2. Wong with 2. Wu. Rosales now. Back over to Wong. Wong, the little runner in the lane, way off the mark. Saved by Singapore. Back over to Howard. Wide open look. Alexander, they're going to give him that shot. Can't get it to go. Ball on the floor, but picked up by Johnson. Johnson. Pass over to the right side to Brickman. Brickman looking in. He's got Godfrey working on Alexander. Long pass back outside. Lay thought more, but now the 3 is going to be off the mark. Rising up and getting it is Alexander. 5:06 to go. Alexander trying to force the ball inside. Ball tipped. Howard comes down with it. And off the glass and in. 14 now for Howard. Playing like a man possessed. 33-26, Slingers by 7. Rickman, crossover, past Rosales, inside to Johnson. Alexander working on him. Ball out of bounds, last touch by Howard. He stuck his hand in. He's trying to get the ball over to Godfrey. And there Johnson and Alexander do it again. And a technical foul on Johnson. Johnson had been warned. The jawing back and forth with Alexander, and they're going at it again. Not a fair matchup, really. Let's see if Johnson, if they're going to give him another foul, that would be 3. Well, he's got 2 technical. So let's see. You can see cooler heads trying to prevail on the Singapore bench. There's Coach LaGuardia trying to get to the bottom of it. So that's 3 on Johnson. He will have to leave the game. But some dynamic is happening between the MVP Reggie Johnson and Xavier Alexander of the Slingers. They have been at it for the entire game nearly. The referee turned around, and I think the last person he saw verbalizing was Johnson. He snaps up a technical, so Johnson will have to sit down. So a break for Singapore. The referee's trying to discuss the situation with the head coach Neo. So on the timeout by Singapore. Both coaches need to impress on these teams is got to keep it cool and not afford to lose people like this. Now, Westports Malaysia Dragons will be at the disadvantage without their all-everything center. Remember, he scored 34 points the other night. Remember, on Valentine's Day here at OCBC Arena, Johnson had 33 and 12 boards. So he likes the atmosphere here, but he's going to have to watch the atmosphere from the bench. Or I would think the remainder of the half. Now let's see if Singapore can take advantage of it. When Johnson was on the bench before, they did not. That gets spurred Malaysia on. Rickman with the crossover. Back outside, and 24-second violation. Singapore's defense slowly starting to assert themselves at the moment. So Singapore ball, 4:27 mark. They've got the 5-point lead. Rosales coming back over to fetch it. Gets it over to Wong. Go getting ready to check back in for the Slingers. Popping outside is Howard. Alexander now, see if he's going to work on Godfrey. Rosales thought about the little turn, he walked. Good call by the referees. Little jab step by him was much too transparent. It didn't work. So Desmond Go check that. Delvin Go in the game. Alexander will take a break. That Alexander also with a foul as well. So that was a double foul on that last foul call. So they need to get him out of the game. Inside it goes. Oh my goodness. Easy get for Calvin Godfrey as he turns Delvin Go inside out on that interior pass. So 33-30, 3-point lead now by Singapore. Howard, Johnson back in the game in fact. Long inside, he goes, the floater is knocked away, but right in the hands of Wu, but he stepped on the out of bounds line. So turnover, it'll come back to Malaysia. So Johnson 3, Godfrey 2, Alexander 3, Howard 2, Wong 2, Desmond O checks back into the game, Wu checks out. We'll see if Singapore can protect this slim lead. 3:35 to go here in the first half. Brickman causing all sorts of problems for Rosales. Brickman to Godfrey, Godfrey walked with the ball. So back-to-back traveling calls for both these teams. Go will inbound the ball on the far side to Wong. Very physical, you might expect very intense. Howard gets the ball and immediately hit by Godfrey. The ball on the floor as it leaks around. Rosales thought better of that shot inside to Desmond. The ball's knocked away, picked up by Brickman. Nice defensive stand by Malaysia. Back comes Brickman. Across half court he goes. Gives off to Godfrey, another walk. Godfrey shuffled his feet. That's 2 times in a row. Calvin Godfrey has tossed his team, and I don't know what he's arguing about. Very, very easy call for the referees to make. Delvin go to inbound it here on the near sidelines. Rosales now barking out signals. Singapore spreads it out. Now Wong looking inside to Howard, who's got O clashing across the middle. Howard lowers his head. The little hook is up in the air. Over the head of Johnson. Check that, over the head of Godfrey. So more of a matchup that is favorable to the big man, Justin Howard. Howard now with 16 points. Go with his 3 fouls. Rickman crosses it over, and inside it goes, and holding on, I believe, will be Chris Rosales. No, it'll be Wong Wei Long, so that'll be 4 on him. So Wong with 4. Inside, the floater is good. Jason Brickman utilizing that crossover, finally getting some space. Indicating Wong still only with 3. Desmond O swings it over to Rosales. Back outside, looking for space. Rosales now 9 on the shot clock. Godfrey working on Howard. Howard with it. Little post up, rises, fires, no good. Tips it around, Howard's got it. Little double clutch fake is no good. The follow, yes! Delvin goes stepping into the lane. Off the glass, up and in. Slingers up by 5 again, 1:44 to go. Brickman, right. Inside he goes through the trees, no good. Howard with the rebound again. What a game Justin Howard is having. Rosales, hesitation move. Back outside to Howard. Singapore will wind it down a little bit. Stop and pop by Tristan. Good. Oh my goodness. Singapore red hot from the perimeter. Malaysia will have to call a timeout. Singapore up by 7, matching their biggest lead of the game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, in an electric atmosphere at OCBC Arena. Singapore Slingers nursing a 7-point lead, 39-32, behind the huge game of Justin Howard, making amends for the bomb that he laid in game number 3 when he was held to 5 points. Exploding here is Justin, 16 points. Not all good news for the Slingers. Alexander with 3 points on the other side of the ball. Johnson with 3. Both Johnson and Godfrey 10 points each for Malaysia. Wright with 7, Brickman with 4. That's been pretty much it as far as the scoring. So back comes Brickman with the ball. Doing a very good job running the Malaysia offense. Wright gets the separation, fires up and in. Rattling that one home. 5-point lead now. Rosales thought he saw an opening, gives it back to Howard. Howard will jog down to the low post. Remember, Johnson not in the game. Oh, to Wu. Back over to that left side. Howard digging for position and stepping in and knocking away. Nice defensive play by Calvin Godfrey. Checking into the game now will be number 10. Howard will go to the bench. They don't want him to get another foul. So Leon Queck, number 10, will check in, and the Slingers will go small. Alexander not in the game either. So the last minute, Queck will shoot from that left-hand side and miss. Rebound by Lay. Off and running. Malaysia looking pass to the opposite side from the elbow. Little skip pass indoors. Forcing his way up is Godfrey. Mismatch inside against Wu. Lays that off the glass and in. Back comes Rosales and company. About a second between the shot clock and the game clock. Singapore will be content to get that last shot. If we get a good look and go up to the locker room, up by 5. They're up by 3 at the moment. Rosales off the break. Steps through. Has his shot changed. Wu with the 3. No good, and that'll do it. So much better half for the Singapore Slingers. They will go into the dressing room with a 39-36 lead. Trying to hang around and force a Game 5 in KL as the fans rise and give them a well-deserved ovation as they go to the locker room. We'll be right back for third half action when it begins.
At the top, Dragons 36, Slingers 39.
How many bumps do they give him on the rim? I know. Like when is the ref going to say, like, listen, you get 1 bump. He's got position on you. 1 bump.
Really consistent.
But I'm just gonna say this once. I was listening to the game this morning, watching the game on YouTube. Your passion you have to announce the game is pretty cool. It's pretty cool, Chuck. I really enjoy it. I must say, especially listening to those guys. I don't care if they don't speak English. They don't know what they're doing. And I know that's why you do. And I know that's why you do such a good job. I almost wish I had you like on one of those earpieces so I could just hear you. You ever see those guys like at the stadium? They do that. They listen.
But, you know, I mean, I've seen them so many times.
It's so easy, no tendency, right? You know, as much as the refs suck, it's tough. It's fucking hard. His body's flying everywhere. You can't call it. Shit's moving lightning fast. Who's good? I don't know.
I got results. Major results.
How'd they come?
Well, they said they got to sign autographs. So I got results. And now we're in Texas when you get there. So come over there. Yeah, you got to work it out, right?
No. I'll give you that for you. My wife is not. She's going back Tuesday morning.
Well, let's take care of business. We can eat and buddy along.
You want to come, Lorenzo? To the American Club after the game. Okay. Yeah, he's got a little girl at home.
Everybody's got new kids, man.
He is with the whole clan.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's with
Wife
and the little one, Kenna. So it's Kenna, Evie, and him, and his in-laws.
They're over there?
Yeah, in the Malaysian section. Trevor scored some tickets on Friday. Did you hear that? Yeah, so there's a whole like Malaysian section.
Yeah.
Free flow, hot dogs. You gotta stick around.
You got what?
You have like some sort of like free flow sticker. Like somebody bought out those two sections. No, he just got lucky in the end. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, four of his wife and his two kids.
Okay. So they were drinking all night.
Yeah. You think this can go to blows? They're dumb if they do, right? They're stupid if they do. I mean, that's a total...
I don't think so. I mean, Malaysia, they don't need to do that. They're going home. If they lose, they're going home.
You know, I looked up Godfrey. Homeboy's got a record. Possession, violations.
You got to be DUI, too.
4 colleges in 4 years.
I know. And
That's definitely...
And there was some sex shit going on, too.
Sex, too, huh?
Yeah.
Did you see him flip skimming off? You see him on Friday, right? He was like, what's up with the teal? What's up? What color is it? Turquoise. What's up with the turquoise? And he's dribbling and looks at skimming and he starts going like this. Yeah.
I've been saying that on air. With the voice of turquoise.
Hey, for Singapore, it's a good show. It's a good show.
Well, we should be like this every game.
How about
Only come like it won't come in just a normal game.
well, I mean, maybe, right? If these imports stay consistent, right? If Gonzalez and Wu, you got returners, right? That, you know, jerseys get bought with their numbers, you know, kids.
God be something on.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, he wanted to kill him.
Really?
He wanted to kill him. There was one point he wanted to fucking kill him. Chuck, there was one time, it was halftime, right? And he's like, why are you mad at me? Tell the coach you're upset about the color of the jerseys, right? And he looks at him. He's like, I want to kill you. Wow, this is awesome.
Well,
There was one bucket just now, I almost forgot. He didn't hit it. Matthew was covering the inbound pass. And I was like, Matthew, look, complain to the ref, Matt. Matt, complain to the ref. And then Wu had an open look, but he didn't see it. He should have been covering it.
you haven't said anything today.
Oh, Reggie? Oh, I was talking about Reggie.
Fucking
Oh, yeah. doesn't look at me, he rolls his eyes. But yeah, so I was like, he goes and complains to the ref, and right in front of me, I'm like, Reggie, how many times you gonna bumper, Reggie? How many times you gonna bumper? And he like shrugged his shoulder, and the ref's like, that's funny. That's good.
Well, hopefully you'll pick up a quick foul.
Oh, sit right down.
I don't want Alexander to pick up.
He did it last game. No. That's why I said, you think they're gonna go? They're not smart, right? Like,
They're not like NBA guys.
no. I mean, even like hockey, right? They'll fight all season. Nobody's fighting, right? Like,
Ooh la la. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's okay. Ooh la la. Tum tum ta.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. OCBC Arena Game 4 of the 2015-2016 ABA Finals between the Singapore Slingers at home and the Westport Malaysian Dragons, the number 1 seed Dragons, number 2 ranked Slingers. There is your score. Slingers nursing a 3-point lead in this first half, and it has been wild and woolly action. Throwing some stats at you, the Slingers shooting 16 to 35 from the floor. That's good enough for 46%. Now they are 2 of 7 from downtown, 29%. They've turned the ball over 5 times, 10 offensive boards, a total of 21 rebounds, so that's much better halftime statistics for the Slingers. Remember last game, they were mired in a shooting slump throughout the game and ended up shooting only 30% or thereabouts. Other side of the ball, Westport Malaysian Dragons 15 to 35, 43% from the floor. That's decent, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. And 8 offensive boards, 21 rebounds, so rebounds are just about even. Singapore with a couple of extra offensive boards. Turnovers, Westport Malaysian Dragons with 9, so advantage Singapore. Singapore, their vaunted defense, forcing a few more turnovers off the Dragons. But remember, these were similar sort of stats in the first half last game, and of course, we know what happened there. Malaysia came back in the second half and played very inspired basketball. However, foul trouble, that is the thing we need to keep our finger on the pulse with. Reggie Johnson with 3 fouls for the Westport Malaysia Dragons on the other side of the ball. A plethora of guys not in foul trouble, but Xavier McDaniel, that's worth looking at. He also has 3 fouls. None of these guys need to pick up any fouls in the third quarter. They want to go into the fourth quarter with a little bit of breathing room so they can play with the intensity that they're going to need to go down the stretch. You just joined us and don't know much about the history of this series. It's 2-1 Malaysia. Singapore won the opening game in Malaysia, in KL, 84-80, dropping the second one, 83-67. The good times continue for Malaysia when they came here to Singapore on Friday night, destroying the Slingers, 90-72, behind the 34 points of Johnson. We look at these scores to confirm what I was just talking about there. So Westport Malaysia Dragons averaging over 83 points a game, Singapore not that many, and in fact, you can make the case that Westport Malaysian Dragons not only are playing better offensively, but defensively as well. Today, Singapore has their vaunted defense on the move, and what a game Justin Howard is having. 16 points in the first half. He's getting it all done for Singapore. Alexander with 7. Wu Chinde keeping his hot hand alive. He has 10 points on the other side of the ball. Calvin Godfrey with 12 points. Reggie Johnson with 9 points, and of course saddled with those 3 fouls we were talking about. Nat Wright also has 9 points for Malaysia. So not a whole lot of separation between these two teams. They are both very, very even. Singapore dearly wanting to tie the series up at 2 and take it back to KL and put the pressure directly on the Westport and Malaysian Dragons to win in front of their home crowd. And it is a packed house here at the OCBC Arena. They have not been disappointed. Singapore much better from the perimeter, as we said before. That has been the difference in the game. They've taken care of the ball a little bit better too, playing with a lot of intensity. I was watching the Westport Malaysian Dragons warm up before the game. They were very, very loosey-goosey, but As soon as the open tip came off, they changed, and they are as ferocious as ever. This is a very, very fine team, well coached by Coach Van Gordy. And of course, when you have the MVP of the league and Reggie Johnson on your team, it never hurts, does it? They also have Brickman and Wright, who are very good ball handlers. They have been pushing the ball down the throat of Singapore the entire game. Singapore has withstood the challenge from them, and they have more than held their own. As you see Alexander, Howard, and crew get back on the court. They will be defending. Dragons going from right to left to start this third quarter. Chuck Schreiner with you, hoping you're enjoying the action here. This is our last telecast here in Singapore. Hope you've enjoyed this trip with us as much as we have bringing it to you. Long trip started back in October. Here we are towards the end of March. It's a long season. The players are feeling it, but they've got a couple games left in their arsenal. Godfrey working against Alexander down low. See if they go straight at him. Long pass to the other side, live, trying to force the ball in. Wu, right in the air. Can't get it to go. Alexander with the rebound. Back comes Singapore in the open court, almost throwing the ball away. Gonzalez with Wu flashing across. He gets the ball now. Little dribble sidestep past him. Howard kicks it back outside. Oh, running the sidelines, baseline, back outside, wide open, look for Wu. He takes the shot from three, way off the mark, nothing but air. Johnson corrals a rebound. Back to Brickman. Brickman on the other side, right, little stutter step, fires, shoots, no good. Rebound Godfrey, punches it right back outside. Good little sequence for Malaysia. Johnson now with the ball. He can shoot from out there. Right now, Howard on him as they do the switch. Nobody on the shooter. Howard reaching up and getting the rebound and back outside to Rosales. He stops and pops. Can't get it to fall, so nothing doing for either of these teams. Right with the rebound, here comes Brickman, little bounce pass ahead to Godfrey. Godfrey off the dribble, up and in. 1 point lead now, 39-38. Good job in the open court by the Malaysia Dragons. Mix off on the assignments, nobody picking up Calvin Godfrey. Howard now, Johnson working on him. He's got Wu to his left, running the baseline, up on the reverse is good. Johnson has to be careful, he doesn't want to pick up a quick foul. Lead back up to 3 for Singapore, 41-38. Lay off the dribble, gives the ball off to Brickman. Brickman holding up 2 fingers. Godfrey signaling for Lay to pop through, which he does. Overload on the right-hand side, now Brickman getting the ball to Johnson. Johnson, post-up move against Howard, has to back it up again. Off the dribble is Brickman, the ball's on the floor, throws up a shot, no good. Rebound, let's see who the foul will be on. I believe that might be on Godfrey. If it is, that'll be 3 on him. Still no indication of where the foul is going, and Justin Howard pointing one way, the referees going and conferring with each other. I don't know why you go to the referee, who's the furthest away from the action. The foul will go on who? Now they finally point to somebody. Singapore, I believe, will come away with the ball. I guess the foul is going to be on Lay, number 20. Lo Shi Fai, actually. No. It will be Malaysia who brings the ball in. Another shot, 3 kicks to the can from Malaysia. They can't get the ball. Alexander on the move. He's got Wu camped out on the right-hand side. He's got O on the left. Shot from the left side is no good. Reaching up, getting the ball is Johnson. Johnson getting the ball to Brickman. Brickman, Rosales on him. The ball downstairs to right. Can't get it to fall. The throw, no good. Howard with the rebound. Scintillating stuff here at OCBC Arena. Back and forth. Fast break basketball. Alexander to Howard. Howard, little show and go move back outside. O clips it down to Wu. Wu over to Howard. Howard thought about it. 9 left on the shot clock. Rosales on the left side, no good. Back comes Calvin. Calvin, there's a steal, but knocked away. He gets his own ball that leaked out on the floor. Johnson ambling back into the pitcher. Calvin Godfrey looking downstairs to Johnson, trying to get some separation. He'll miss that shot. Over the top it goes. It'll be Singapore ball. Bad shot selection by Calvin Godfrey that time. So both these teams coming out showing a little bit of stress. Breakneck speed the first half. You wonder if that little 15-minute interval was enough. Swinging the ball over to Alexander. Bounce pass to Howard. Howard, Wu started to come baseline, but changes course and goes back outside. He gets a little turn and shoot for Howard. It's good. Justin Howard with 20 points. He leads all scorers. Brickman off the break. Right, stop, pop, got it. From 2 on the elbow. Every time Singapore starts to get some separation, up pop one of the guards. Howard, Desmond O. Standing around a little bit on offense. Wu now asking for action. Whoa, Wu flashes across O, and there's a foul. See who that will go against. I believe number 20, Lo Shei Fai, will pick up the foul. So that'll be 1 on him. So Singapore with the ball, 14 seconds left to go in this possession. Desmond O comes back out top. Alexander follows him, same side on that right. Wu trying to throw a screen. Alexander shoots well off the mark there. Calvin Godfrey with the rebound. Quickly Brickman, little sidearm pass to right. Now to Godfrey, who stops, gives it to Johnson. Johnson, remember playing with 3 fouls, backs up Howard. The shot and the foul will go on. See, will that be on Justin Howard? No, it won't. A traveling violation. And wait a minute. Johnson throwing the ball away. The referee takes exception to that. The referee's going to go to Vanguardia and tell them, next time I will tee him up. You can see Johnson fling the ball up the court. Was not happy with the referee's decision. And you could see Lo Shei Fai pointing to his head when he talks to Johnson. Reggie, keep cool. Can't afford to lose you. Under 6 minutes to go. Singapore with a break now. Still up by 3. Bounce pass into Alexander, who turns the corner. Has the ball blocked away. Good play there by Calvin Godfrey, who stayed home. Timed the jump perfectly. Brickman, wide open look. That'll be a 2. If it goes, it's going to be high off the arc. No good. Rebound taken by Howard. Another one. That's 9 rebounds for Justin. Wong, playing with 3 fouls as well, skips through. Alexander, pass to Howard, gets past one defender, up and in, and 1! Wow! Justin Howard got the pass, 1 step, he got past Reggie Johnson, the only defender to beat. Lo Shei Fai reaches up and clips him on the elbow, so counted in 1. Howard with 22. Chris Rosales checking back into the game. Desmond O will check out. 5:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Singapore 5-point lead. They've led by as many as 7. So 6 now. Back comes Brickman. Rosales working on him. Screen thrown by Godfrey. Cross over there to Johnson. Johnson. The double team comes over, in and out it goes, and the ball falls into the path of Howard, but leaks on the floor, picked up by Fai. Long 3, yes, count it. A splash from the right side by Matt Wright. 46-43. What a play by Wright. The referee coming over and talking to Vanguardia. And I think the problem is that they thought that was only a 2-point shot, not a 3. Saying that his foot was on the line. Now Johnson getting involved with the referees once more. Johnson living on borrowed time. Malaysia trying to rally their troops over there by their bench. Singapore will go over by their bench too, so turning into a little bit of an ill-tempered game. Really, none of the tempers being directed at the players, more at the referees than anything else. So count that as a 3-point shot by Matt Wright. That makes it 46-43. Both teams go into a huddle. Absolutely nothing to pick between these two teams. What a shot by Wright there. The ball, as we saw, leaked out onto the floor. Got in Wright's hand, no hesitation at all, just taking the ball up and shooting. Draining it. Wright continues to be a thorn in the side of the Slingers. What a couple of games he has had. So Vanguardia, no doubt trying to get his players to get their emotions under check, under wraps. very, very difficult to do. This is a full house here at the OCBC Arena. Chuck Schreiner with you. Get any bigger than this? Slingers trying to force a game 5. There is the star of the game right there, Justin Howard, 23 points thus far. Now he goes over to the referee. Howard playing with 2 fouls. His running mate Alexander with 3. Johnson with 3. So the name of the game is to survive till the 4th quarter, when you can play with a little bit more abandonment. When you do have the extra foul, you don't want to catch a foul here in the 3rd quarter and defensively be a liability in the 4th quarter down the stretch. Rosales gets it off to Wong. Wong stops and pops. Going to be well short. Nice defense there by Wright. Calvin Godfrey with the rebound. Brickman to Godfrey. Alexander giving him room, and there's a foul that'll be on Wong, and that'll be 4 on him. Silly foul by Wong Wei Long. Wrapping up low shave 5, and Wong will come out of the game. Really has not been a factor at all. The MVP, the local player MVP, Wong Wei Long, no points and 4 fouls. Not much of a day at the office for them. Johnson, little pass underneath, and a travel. Great pass by Johnson. Really skinning the rope inside and got the ball off to Shea 5, who walked with it. Alexander to Howard. Johnson coming out on him. Alexander skipping through. Ball in the hands of Wu now. Double team coming over on him. Alexander now. Godfrey forcing his way through, and a foul, and that'll go on Godfrey. That'll be 3 on the big man, Calvin Godfrey, and that will send Xavier Alexander to the line for 2 at the 3:56 mark. So both big men for Malaysia Westport Dragons nursing 3 fouls. Godfrey with 3, Johnson with 3. Chance for the X-Man to raise the lead to 5. He's been pretty good at the free throw line the last couple of days. 1 of 2 in the first half, so that makes him 2 of 3. He's been shooting around 55% up till now. Had that one bad stretch, but he's really worked hard on that aspect of his game. Got them both, so back up to a 5-point lead. Under 4 minutes to play here. Full court press going to be implied. Employed by Singapore. Brickman just being shadowed by Rosales. Inside to Johnson. Johnson, Alexander working on him. Trying to cut through his right. Wright sees the space from the elbow. Swish. Wow, Matthew Wright having another one of these games. 16 points for him. He leads Malaysian Dragons back to a 3-point game. Howard. He's got Johnson in front of him, rotating the ball back outside. Now downstairs again. In the corner, and last touch by Wu. Well, bounced off his head. Great anticipation there by Brickman. Turnover Singapore. Chance now for Malaysia to tie this game at the 3:21 mark. Brickman hurrying the ball across the mid-court stripe. Rosales still working on him. He goes towards Johnson, now away from it to Godfrey. Kick back outside. Godfrey with a shot. It's going to be off the mark. Stepping in the lane is Rosales to get the rebound. Alexander coming back. Couple of steps inside. Wild pass but corralled by Wu. Wu back to Alexander. They're going to give him that room. Howard over to throw the screen from the elbow again. Alexander with 11. Singapore back up by 3. Check that 5 now. 50-45. Brickman. Johnson. Bounce pass inside. Knocked away by Singapore. Lead pass to Wu. Wu can't finish it, but right to the pass from Alexander. Up off the glass and in. Singapore up by 7. 52-45, 2:32 to go. And some players, Johnson, I think, in his hustle, falling in the crowd. He appears to be okay. So a timeout called by Malaysia, 2:32 Singapore Slingers on the rise here. They lead the Dragons by 7 when we come back. Packed house here at the OCBC Arena. Chuck Schreiner with you, hoping you're enjoying it. We've got a good one here. Game 4 of these 2015-2016 ABL Finals. Westport Malaysia Dragons lead the series 2 games 1, but the Singapore Slingers, who had their noses in front, 52-45. Behind that man right there, number 15, Justin Howard, 23 points. Malaysia will have the ball. Wright will inbound it on the baseline. Full court pressure being employed by the Slingers. We got Wu down there and Desmond O, as well as Rosales. Checking into the game, number 55, Wong Wei Sang. What an effort he had in game number 3 that the Dragons won here, shocking everybody in the OCBC arena. The ball stolen away by Rosales. Rosales will wait for numbers, gives the ball over to Alexander for the finish. Great job by Chris Rosales. Singapore up by 9. Pass inside, the foul will be on Desmond O. Chris Rosales stepping in, taking the ball away and spotting a streaking Xavier Alexander, hitting him, and Alexander up and in the front part of the basket. And 54-45, Alexander will go to the bench for a rest. Has 3 fouls. They don't want to risk him getting another one in the last 2-11. Johnson out of the game too. Alexander goes to the bench, and a fall away jumper right into the hands of Godfrey. Godfrey gets it back outside again, right behind the back pass. Off the mark to Brickman. Brickman, ball knocked away, and the foul will go on Delvin Go. That will put number 55 to the line, Chien Yuan Kwek. That is 1 on Delvin. Has 2 points. Slingers' biggest lead of the game, but a lot of basketball to play. This is a very, very solid Westport Malaysian Dragons team, and if you think that they're out of it just because they're down 7 or 8 points, think again. 16-4 record during the regular season. They have the second longest winning streak in the ABL this year, only next to the Slingers, who won 10 in a row. Malaysia won 7 in a row. Rosales out of the pack. Wide open, look for Wu for 3. Is going to be off the mark. Stepping in to gain the rebound is Kwek. Back comes Brickman in a hurry. Getting the ball inside. Little runner is no good. Falling right into the path of Delvin Go. Players on the floor. Who comes up with it? Malaysia does. Godfrey gets it off to Kwek. Kwek, a big pass. They'll start it all over again. Brickman calming it down to Wright. Gets separation from, and gets the shot. 54-49, what did I say? This Malaysian team is capable of scoring in bunches. Little 4-0 mini run. That 9-point lead is now 5. Minute to go here in the third quarter. Howard calling for it. Gets it back over to O. Go travels. 4th traveling call, 2 apiece on both of these teams now. 53 seconds, plenty of time for Malaysia to get closer. Brickman, right hand dribble, working against Rosales. Nobody on the low post at the moment. Godfrey One-step dribble inside, little hook and good. On the blow-by against Howard. So now it's a three-point lead, 6-0 mini run by Malaysia. 30 seconds to go. Howard at the high post. Rosales. Now the ball switched over to Desmond. Oh, got it. See if that's a three. I don't know. Yes, it is. So 6-point lead for Singapore. 13 seconds to go. Brickman. That was O's first points of the game. Brickman still left-hand dribble. Kicks it back outside. Quick running to the basket. No good. Rebound by Malaysia. Ball punches back outside again, out of bounds with a fraction of a second to go here in the third quarter. So perhaps enough time to catch and shoot, we'll see. And still Vanguardia and the coaching staff from Malaysia jawing it with the referees. No time, a 0.1 second. So I don't even know if there was time to catch and shoot. Vanguardia desperately trying to get the attention of his players. So it'll be Brickman to throw it in, and really just a tap shot looking for Wright, who was double teamed. Shot is off the mark. So into the third quarter, good quarter for Singapore. They extend the three-point halftime lead to 6. We've got 10 minutes of basketball to play here in Game 4 of the finals of the ABL 2015-16 season here at the OCBC Arena. We'll be back for all of that in just a moment.
Hello, so what's your name? We got Yo, 3 tries. Yo, first try. That's it. You won, dude. Well done. Oh, man. 100 times. You scored 2 goals of pay line. Too easy.
Welcome back to the OCBC Arena as we get ready for the fourth and final quarter. Unless we got overtime. Lead by Singapore 57-51. Looking at the stats at the end of 3 quarters, Singapore shooting 25 to 58 for 43%. They are 3 of 12 from beyond the arc for 25%. The Dragons 21 to 57, 37%. So Singapore doing its job on defense. Turnovers, Singapore 7 turnovers, Malaysia with 13. So Singapore's defense getting the job done. Long shot is going to be high off the mark. Reaching up in the air is Johnson to pull it down. Back comes Brickman and company. Right now with the ball, calling for it is Godfrey, working on Alexander, who has 3 fouls still. Little turn and shoot. Oh, yes. Godfrey turning the corner, little 180 off the glass and in. So that cuts the lead back down to 4. Alexander calling for Wu to pop out, which he does. Now Rosales slashing across to Desmond O. Howard with the ball. Johnson working on him. Bumping and grinding they go. Got to kick it back outside. Wide open look on the left side is Desmond O. The shot off the mark. Stepping in to get the offensive board, though, is Howard. Good position by him. Rosales from the elbow. Yeah! 59-53 Singapore. Quickly back comes Brickman and company. Johnson only 9 points, a far cry from 34 that he had in the last game. Turning the corner. That shot was changed by Howard, and Howard gets the rebound. Back to Alexander. Alexander Wide open look by Wu. He elects to pass it up quick in his way. Alexander now to Howard. Howard will take that shot and fill it up. 8-point lead now for Singapore. 61-53. Rickman turns the corner. Johnson down low. Gets the ball off to Godfrey, who makes it, and he will go to the line. That quiets the crowd faster than anything I can hear. Possibly a three-point play. Wu with the foul. So Wu with 2 fouls now. Opportunity now for Malaysia to cut the lead to 5. It's hovered around 3, 5, 7, and 9 for most of the second half. Singapore had a 31-28 lead at halftime. They trailed 18-17 the end of the first quarter, but it is a renaissance game for the defense of the Singapore Slingers. 8:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. Nobody is left. Very loud crowd here, and Godfrey misses the free throw. Alexander with the rebound. So he will be running the offense. Both Rosales and Desmond-O on the right-hand side. Howard on the left. Rosales cuts through. Alexander now to Howard. Howard almost bowls over Johnson. Running to the basket and out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Singapore. Howard trying to make something happen, but steadfast defense on the interior by Malaysia. Johnson and Xavier trade icy cold stares on the way back down the court. Ball knocked away right in the path of Xavier Alexander. He can't hold on to it. Good job by Godfrey to get it back, looking for Johnson down low. Instead, Howard gets his hand in there. Nice hustle play by Howard. Last touch by him. Fans appreciate that. It'll be Malaysia ball, however, on the near sidelines. Rickman will check it in. Rosales will be on him. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Quack. Check that is fade. A 3 off the mark. At the buzzer by Godfrey off the mark. Now, here comes Alexander. Alexander on the left side. Desmond-O, Bay working on him. Cuts it back outside. Bounce pass inside. Alexander with the floater is no good. His shot was changed by Johnson. Quickly Johnson back down the floor. Inside looking on the floor. Wait a minute. Player down on the floor. It is Alexander. And Alexander claiming that he was pushed. There is a whistle. Let's see what's going to come of this. I don't think there was a foul. I think there was just moisture on the floor. Alexander slipping and falling. See if the foul is on Alexander. No, I still see a 3 by his name. Alexander with 15 points. Let's see who that foul will be on.
Johnson to the line.
It will be on Toe. Check that. It'll be on O. O now with 3 fouls. So now 61-56, 5-point lead for Singapore. Johnson now with 11 points. Far cry, as we said, from the great game he had the other day. Maybe suffering a little bit of fatigue from that monster game that he put up. And who could blame him for that? He left his entire body on the floor in game number 3. Crossover by Rosales, turns the corner, almost loses it inside and walks with the ball. So a turnover for Singapore at the 6:46 mark, and that'll give Malaysia back the ball. 5-point deficit, a chance to get to within 2 or 3. Queck will inbound it, almost knocked away again, and it is. The last touch by Rosales. Quick hands by Rosales. He's already made a couple of steals on inbounds. Rickman around the screen by Queck. Trying to trap him in the backcourt. 8-second violation. What defense by Singapore? Rosales with an assist by Xavier Alexander, who's waiting for the trap on the right-hand side. And Singapore will get the ball back. 12th turnover. Brickman never realizing that Alexander was there to help. Turned the wrong way. Howard, Desmond O, inside he goes, off the rim. No good, Johnson with the rebound. Pass knocked away, lead pass to Wright. Wright thought about it. Instead he gets the ball to Brickman. Little pass inside to Johnson. Johnson double team. Good ball movement. Wright with the floater inside the lane. That'll be a foul, and that will go on Howard. That will be 3 on him. Easy call for the referees. Great ball movement by Malaysia that time. Working the ball around the horn. Getting the ball back to Brickman, who saw the lane and the mismatch with Howard. Howard's never going to keep up with him. So goes straight at the big man, and Howard fouls him. That'll send, actually it was Matt Wright. Wright will go to the line for 2. Opportunity now to trim this lead to 3. Actually to 2. Swirls in the first one. Well, this is about as evenly matched as you can possibly get. Shame for either of these teams to take a loss today. And there we go, 61-59. Alexander slowing it down here for the Slingers. Gets the ball off Rosales, popping up his Wu. Howard on the high post now gets the ball. Johnson quickly goes to him. Wrapping him up, look at that. Arms all around him. Shot by O is way off the mark. Rebound by Godfrey. Bounce pass over to Brickman. Here comes Malaysia on the break, and they foul by Rosales. And all of a sudden, Malaysia with a lot of energy. Singapore led by 7 just a moment ago, so a 5-point mini run by the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Wong to check back in. Desmond O will check back out of the game. Wong, 4 fouls and no points to show. Singapore divvies up the defensive roles. 5:39 to go here. Johnson to Wright. Wu on him. Cuts the corner, gets inside, shot off the mark. Great job on the interior defense by Singapore once again. Howard with the rebound. Wong barking out signals. Cutting across the baseline is Alexander. Rosales getting separation. Now Howard working on him, and the foul! And that will go on number 42, Johnson. Well, the last time they were down the court, you could see Johnson clearly with both arms wrapped around Howard. The referees let it go that time, but not this time. So 4 on Johnson. Howard at the line, 25 points. Johnson will have to be careful and look for the Slingers to go straight at him. Lead back up to 3. Howard, 33 years of age, a road-tested veteran. Got the second one, so Howard now with 27. Full court pressure now by Singapore again, and Godfrey having problems getting the ball in. Ball knocked away by Rosales, tries to save it, but cannot. What a hustle play by Chris Rosales. Crowd appreciates that. Malaysia will have the ball. How many seconds do they have left to get the ball past half court? Right, quickly to Johnson, off the dribble. Brickman, Rosales on him. Remember, Rosales playing with that broken hand. Johnson almost throws it away. Long 3 from the corner is good. And 1, I believe. No, not in 1. What a shot by Loche Lay. And at the other end is Howard. Getting behind the defense. Ball knocked away. What do we have here? A foul! Counted in 1, I think. Let's see if it was before the shot or after. Yes. What a turn of events. Wu will pick up the foul. That will be 3 on him. That will make the score 65-64. Right at the line to tie it now. With 4:42 here to go. does just that. Cool as a cucumber. There are your Malaysian fans, 300 strong. What an inspiration they've been to this Dragons team. Alexander finding a space, goes inside, gets the ball to Howard, he's fouled. Let's see who that goes on. Believe it will be on Brickman. So Howard will go to the line. On the floor is Calvin Godfrey. I think he took an elbow. A timeout now by Singapore. As the Westport Malaysia Dragons have come roaring back from a 7-point deficit. Godfrey still on the floor. Vanguardia coming over to see what the problem is. I don't know if it's anything like an injury or more just exhaustion. All these players have left it out here. The referees at certain times in this game have been in danger of losing control of the game. So Godfrey gets up. He will go over to the bench, talk over some strategies. We are all knotted up here at 65. Singapore, try as they may, they've led by as many as 9, but every time they get a lead, Westport Malaysia Dragons showing their heart, coming right back at them. Matthew Wright with 23 points. What a night Godfrey's having, 20 points. Johnson, although he had 34 the other night, now stuck on 11 and 4 fouls. Wong, the only other player in the game with immediate foul problems for Singapore. Wong Wei Long with 4 fouls. Wu with 3, Alexander with 3, Howard with 3, Godfrey with 3. So lots of permutations still to go in this game. As we thought, a fiercely contested struggle. Singapore desperately trying to get this game to a KL for a game 5. Remember, neither of these teams have ever won a championship, but they're both showing hearts of champions today. Chuck Schreiner with you at the OCBC Arena. Packed house on this Sunday, slightly hazy Sunday here in Singapore. Thank you wherever you are, wherever you're viewing. Hoping you're enjoying our coverage of ABL playoff basketball at its best. So Howard at the line. The foul indeed is not on the big man Johnson, so a chance to break the tie here for Justin. Does just that. So 29, make that 30 points for Justin Howard. His biggest game of the year, and it couldn't have come at a more crucial time. He felt bad. He felt that he left his team down. The last game, he only scored 5 points. But has he ever made up for it here? All right, Brickman against Rosales. 4:18 to go here. Tries to get around the corner. This time, Rosales in his pocket. Over comes Alexander. Johnson now waiting for Bay. Here's the shot. It's going to be off the mark. Alexander steps in the lane, gets the rebound, hurries the ball back down the court. He's got Wu on the right-hand side. No, he doesn't shoot it. Now Alexander replaces him. Wu off to the other side. That's where the buildup is, and a foul, and that will go against number 20, Loche Fei. Let's see how many that is on Loche Fei. Actually, that would be 4 on him. They don't want to lose him. These local boys from Malaysia, everybody talks about the vaunted trio or 4 that Singapore puts in. I want to tell you, local guys from Malaysia are very, very much the equal of whoever Singapore can put on the floor as far as their local players as well. Not just Loche Fei, others as well. There's a shot from the left-hand side. Hits Pater. And it's a 3, 70-65. The crowd going nuts. And away from the ball, what do we have? A timeout called by Malaysia. It comes at the 3:40 mark. Slingers 70. Westport Malaysia Dragons 65 when we come back to the timeout. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. OCBC Arena packed house, as you can clearly see. Singapore Slingers 70, Westports Malaysia Dragons 65. 3:40 to go here in the ball game. Long way long, waiting till the end to hit his biggest shot. His only shot, therefore, of the game thus far, but it was huge. So he will stay in the game. There he is right there. Also, Xavier Alexander doing his thing, running the offense. A force on the inside. He's got 15 points, but the day so far at least belongs to Justin Howard. 31 points for the big man. Off the inbound. Back comes Brickman. Wong working on him. Brickman getting around Wong inside to go. Get it out of here, says Justin Howard. Well, Brickman got around the corner but ran into Justin Howard, who swats it away. His second block of the game. Oh, the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Howard, though. I'm looking over at Reggie Johnson. He really looks tired. 2 games in 3 days. I mean, that'll do it to you. The effort he expended the other night. Just a brilliant game by him. Gets the pass into Johnson. And a throw. Got it in 1. Who will that be on? I think it's on Alexander. Wu is putting his hand up. But it might go on Xavier Alexander. Let's see. No, it's going to be on Wu. That'll be 4 on Wu, so a whole slew of players on 4 fouls. Wong and Wu, both 4. Calvin Godfrey nails the first one. Check, he only gets 1, so now a 2-point lead again, and as we said before, every time Singapore looks on the verge of getting some real separation, back come the Westports Malaysian Dragons, and that time number 40 up to the task, Calvin Godfrey, hitting the shot with bodies hanging all over him. Conley nails the free throw shot, and that's where we are right now, 70-68 in favor of the Slingers with 3:21 to go here in the game. Off the timeout again. There you're looking in the huddle, the Singapore Slingers trying to hold on for another 3 minutes and 21 seconds to be exact. Of course, a 5th game in Malaysia where they've had some success, actually. They've won 2 games on the Dragons' court. Of course, the Dragons have won a couple games here, too. So Wu to inbound. He's got Rosales as his running mate. Alexander, Howard, and Wong going against Godfrey. Low show Fay. Johnson, Wright, and Brickman. Alexander trying to get a step in, ball taken away. Back the other way goes Brickman. Brickman holds it up, gets it to Wright. Long 3, off the mark. Stepping in is Johnson. Johnson on the ground. The ball last touch by Godfrey, and back it'll be Singapore ball as they dodge a bullet. That could have been disastrous. Well, first of all, Wright with a wide open 3. You don't get any more open than that. He couldn't get it on the ground or on the floor the ball went. Godfrey had it at first. Ball squirts out and leaks on the floor. Last touch by Godfrey for Singapore. Will have it. Huge sigh of relief for them. Full court press now being employed by Westport. It's just perfunctory though. Wong now. Howard, Johnson working on him. Ball's on the floor, almost lost it. Wong, way downtown. Oh my goodness! Long way long with another 3. Back comes Godfrey. That's how quick Malaysia can come back. Double team, getting the ball off to Brickman. Brickman in the lane, turns, fires. Yes! So 73-70, back down to a 3-point lead. Like two heavyweight boxers slugging it out. Rosales looking for Howard. Trying to create some space, trying to turn the corner. Hand in his face. That shot was changed by Johnson. Great defensive play by Johnson. So 2:05 to go. Malaysia with the ball. An opportunity to tie it up. Brickman. Rosales will work on him. X-Man will pick up Godfrey. Getting him across the half-court stripe. There is a screen by Godfrey. Interior pass, triple team. Around the horn it goes. Right inside. Ball knocked away and a foul, and that will go on Wu. I believe if it is, that will be 5 on Wu. So that will be it for Wu Chinda. Another fine game for him, 10 points.
His 5th personal foul.
So Singapore will have to figure out how to do it without a steadfast soldier on their team. He had 13 the other night, 10 tonight. A standing ovation for Wu Chinda. For this season, considered more of a defensive specialist, but my goodness, he has come through in the clutch so many times. ABL Player of the Week back in January. Nailing the first one, getting it back to a 2-point game is Godfrey. 1:50 to go. Tension you can cut with a knife here. Hits them both, so a sliver of a lead for Singapore. Rosales down the left-hand side. Alexander way pops back outside, way long. Rotation to Rosales again. Alexander trancing up around the high post line, falling down, and he travels. So Rosales slips, and there is a turnover at the 1:34 mark. Opportunity here now for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. They can take the lead for the first time since the second quarter. They can smell the trophy. Brickman. Wong working on him. Inside to Johnson. Who else? Howard staying with him. No room at all. Brickman back inside to Johnson. Johnson using his body. Up it goes, and a foul, and that will go on Howard. And for Howard, that is number 4. Well, Justin gave it his best, but I'll tell you, Reggie Johnson, nobody in the league as strong as him on the low post. So a chance now for Johnson to give Malaysia the lead. He ties it 73 apiece. Nobody leaving here. 1:16 on the clock. In and out, Howard with the rebound. Alexander barking signals. Howard will camp out at the low post. Inside, Alexander gets it to Howard. Wrap around pass, ball's on the floor. Malaysia's got to pick it up. Opportunity now. Right. Oh. Step back jumper, no good, right in the hands of Alexander. Under a minute to play, tied at 73. Opportunity going by the wayside for the Dragons. Who can keep their head for the last minute? Wong traversing the baseline, up pops Howard. Shot no good, right in the hands of Brickman. Brickman with 30 seconds to go. Pass over to Wright, Wright thought about it inside to Johnson. Johnson up. Ball knocked away. Here comes Singapore. 23 seconds. Alexander inside. A foul. Let's see who that will go on. 18 seconds to go. That will go on Brickman. 1 on him. And a timeout is going to be called by Singapore. They will have the ball with 18.7 seconds left in the game. A chance to score and perhaps send this series to KL. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you just joined us, quarter by quarter score. The Dragons led 18-17 after quarter one. Singapore had a halftime lead of 39-36. They stretched it to 57-51. Dragons have come roaring back every time Singapore has looked like they might get some separation. Somebody has stepped up. Singapore with the ball now with 18.7 seconds to go off the foul. Xavier Alexander will inbound the ball from the near sidelines. Or will it be 2 free throw shots? So it'll be Rosales, Long, Howard, Desmond O, and Alexander. So it'll be the far sideline. Johnson will be on Howard. Off the break, it gets into the hands of Rosales. So they will wind the clock down. 9 seconds to go. Game clock is off. Here comes the kick back outside. Wong's going to have to let it go at the buzzer. Yeah! Singapore wins! Wong hits the shot at the buzzer. He hit the shot at the buzzer. Singapore wins 75-73. The crowd goes berserk. The series is going to KL. Singapore has tied it up at 2. How do you like that? For drama. We couldn't have teed it up any better. All right long, who was held scoreless for nearly the entire game. A couple of threes and the dagger at the buzzer. Singapore 75, Malaysia 73. And the Slingers live to fight another day. Incredible. Both these teams, hearts of champions. But it's the Slingers who hit the last shot to send this memorable series back to KL. 2-2 we are. That will do it from here at the OCBC Arena. A packed house. Again, Singapore Slingers behind the sharp shooting of Wong Wei Long down the stretch. Terrific game by Howard, Alexander, Rosales, and everybody else on the other side of the ball. What a game from Matt Wright. They get 25 from Godfrey, but not enough. At the end of the day, it's the one shot at the end by Wong Wei Long that wins it for the Slingers. They go back to KL after tying it up 75-73 in Game 4. For all the production company here at the OCBC Arena, this is Chuck Schreiner saying so long.